Hello and welcome to Business Talk, brought to you by the Sharonville Chamber of Commerce. I'm Britt Scares from Emory Federal Credit Union. Today we have Rob Tonetti with us here in studio. We'll be talking about his company, SpeedPro Imaging. Rob, welcome to the studio.
Thank you, Britt. Nice to be here.
Tell us a little bit about SpeedPro Imaging.
So at SpeedPro Imaging, we produce great big graphics.
Big ones.
So big ones. So yeah, we're in the large format graphics business. Okay. So you see them all over the place, signs and banners, vehicle graphics.
So those cool cars that I see with all the nice logos wrapped all around them, that's you?
That's what we do, yes. And that's something that has become a lot more popular over the past few years. As technology has advanced and the prices have come down, you see most businesses now have their vehicles wrapped, and it's a great way to advertise and get your message out there. So that's a piece of what we do. That's probably a quarter of our business are vehicle wraps. But we also do the banners and lots of other large graphics, and I'll get into some of those in a little bit. I've been in the business for just a year. I bought this business from Dave Sperry, the prior owner.
Yeah, and the prior host of this show.
The prior host of this show, which, yep, I heard a lot about that as I went through the process, and that was one of the stipulations. He said I didn't have to be the host, so I agreed to buy it because of that. But so I've been in business for about a year, and Dave had been in business for 10 years. So we've been in the area for over 10 years now. SpeedPro Imaging is a national franchise. There's 135 SpeedPros throughout the U.S. Our location here was the 10th in the country, and now there's 135. So,
wow.
It's grown really, quite a bit.
Fast,
and when it started 10 years ago, SpeedPro was really one of the few companies that was focused in that niche of large format. It was really in a bit of its infancy. You didn't see the large format graphics as often. And so they really picked the right market, and Dave picked it at a great time, and they've really grown tremendously over those 10 years. So, you know, and now there's a lot of other people in this business because there's a lot of demand for it.
Now, what businesses and industries tend to take advantage of your services the most?
Yeah, and you know, when we look at the business landscape, really almost any business can use our services. We focus a lot in our business on Cincinnati retailers. So the retail business is important, but you know, there's government entities, you know, the chamber and different people use our graphics. So really any small business can use the services that we provide. Our niches, as I said, you know, we've gotten into vehicle graphics and vehicle wraps. And so that's a large part of what we'll do. So we do some fleet vehicles where there's up to 10, 12, 15 fleets of box trucks and larger vehicles. But
yeah,
we
so
also
you see a lot of the large, maybe heating and air conditioning companies, and you know, even like as large as like utility trucks and things of that nature could benefit from it.
Exactly, yeah. Habegger is a big customer of ours here locally, and we've done a lot of their box trucks. But we'll also do, you know, we did a few vehicles for You Fix It that were little Kia Souls. So, you know, from small to large, vehicle wraps really work, and that's a pretty nice segment of our business. Recently, what we've seen a lot more of is wall coverings and wall graphics, window graphics, and floor graphics. So you're seeing the use of, as the technology and adhesives advances, you know, you're seeing them in more and more places. Some of the customers that we've done, some of our largest projects recently have been customized wallpaper. So we'll actually print on vinyl wallpaper a custom graphic and put it up on a wall. So we did a big project for Macy's when they moved their customer service center from Kemper Road up to the old Avon corporate headquarters on Progress Place. And we won a large project to do interior graphics for their walls. So they selected great Cincinnati images, different bridges, the Cincinnati skyline, skyline chili, and we printed, you know, 8, 12, 14-foot graphics that covered the entire wall. So it really decorated their office space.
Well, when you say big, I mean, those are big-time projects. I mean, that's covering a huge area, and you were saying they could also even do floors now. The technology is just really changing, isn't it?
It is, and it's really exciting. So it's opening, you get a lot more creative. And with the adhesive, that wallpaper can be up for 10, 15 years. But you can
So it's
put
very
it up.
durable too.
It's durable, or you can put it up and take it down in a week. Or you can put it up and 3 years later take it down and it's cleanly removable. So the technologies are such that there's a wide variety depending on how you want to use it. And it's really
So if the city's just
exciting.
having an event or something and they just need something covered for that particular event, whether it be a run or something like that, you can just put something that's going to just be there for a month or something.
Yeah, so and we do banners, right? And we do yard signs, and we do a lot of those temporary signages as well that can be large format. So those are great for those types of events. But yeah, there's lots of single use or short-term use signage. We just last week did something for the pop-up store downtown Cincinnati. As part of the renovation of Over the Rhine, they've opened up a few retail locations for some companies and allow them to use the retail space for up to 3 months with no rent. And we provided the signage down in Over the Rhine, and we did sidewalk graphics, we did window graphics, and we did a nice banner over. So all those things will be up for a few months, and then 3 months from now we'll be able to cleanly remove those for the next tenants.
So there's really nothing that you can't cover. I mean, if it's where you walk, where you drive, what you drive, the building.
Pretty much, yeah. Wherever you want to put graphics, you can nowadays, and so it's an exciting place to be, an exciting industry to be a part of.
Yeah. So how's it changing? I mean, is it becoming easier and easier to create the graphics with technology the way it's so rapidly changing?
Yeah, that's part of it. There's still the technical know-how in terms of you have to know how to use Illustrator or Photoshop. So
you have large printers too,
and very, very large printers. So there's an investment required. But as with everything, as the technology advances and the prices come down, it's just more available. But no, we have 60, 70-inch printers that are driven by Photoshop and Adobe Illustrator. And so I've got a great team that knows how to use all those software packages and run those machines.
That's great. Tell us more about your team. Tell us about who all you have on your team.
Yeah, so I've got my production manager, Joe Fulton-Logan, who's been with the business for almost 10 years, almost since the time Dave started. And he's been just a great asset to the team. And knows how to really use all the instruments in the shop and all the equipment in the shop. And then we've got 2 newer employees within the past year, Lauren Newton and Blaine Thompson. Lauren's our main designer, and Blaine is a second production manager for us. And each of them have a graphics design degree. And what's great about this business is we all do a little bit of everything. So it's whatever needs to be done that day. It's almost like running a job shop. So depending on the day, we'll have 5, 8, 10 orders that we're trying to get out the door, and it could be banners one day, it could be large wall coverings the next. And so depending on what needs to be done, you've got to get it done. So that makes it really fun. And what's great about my team, they come to the business every day, they come into the office every day, and they're really motivated. And they put in a great 8, 9, 10-hour shift, and the time just flies because we're always busy doing something.
Yeah, so you have fun doing what you're doing.
So we do, yeah. We had a fun project a couple weeks ago where there was a movie being shot here in Cincinnati. Recently Cincinnati has really been pushing to get more movies produced here locally. Yeah. And so there was a production studio, Old Man Productions. It was Robert Redford was shooting a film here in Cincinnati, and we got a call out of the blue, and they said, we need some graphics tomorrow, and we delivered, and they loved it. And so over the next 2 months, we did probably 10 different projects for them, where they sent us something, and there were many times we had to get it for them that same day because they were shooting that night.
And you were able to perform and turn it that quick.
That's one of the things where we differentiate ourselves as SpeedPro, is we do it right, we do it fast, and we do it for a reasonable price. And so we were able to meet their needs. And one of the things they needed, so the movie wrapped, and they moved on 2 weeks later, and we're doing a commercial for General Electric. And they needed little badges. And they asked us if we could make them. And as we usually do, we're like, sure, yeah, we can. Not having done it before, but we figured it out, and we created little badges, and they loved them. Well, one of the members of our team said, I always wanted to have a little badge. So Lauren, who, she has that little streak to her, said, okay. So she ended up going into Photoshop and designing badges for all of us and use Snapchat to make nice little pictures of us. And so we each have our own individual badge with a funny picture. So
that's cool.
Yeah, it's a fun team environment.
So what kind of advice would you give other business owners, especially startups, given your experience with owning your own company?
Yeah, and it's only been a year, and I spent almost 20 years in corporate America and decided I wanted to do something different and got into small business, as a lot of people do, and it's becoming more prevalent. And there are lots of differences between working in a big company and working in a small company. And a lot of the experiences I had prepared me well, and some didn't so well. And so what I've really learned, and I'm still learning and trying to do better, is you can't do it all yourself. And you got to find good coaches and good mentors that you can rely on, that have been there before, and get that advice. And it just goes a long way to help you solve whatever challenges you may have that day. So there's a few people I've really leaned on that have helped me, get through the past year and get to where we are today. So that's definitely one thing. The second thing, and Dave did an outstanding job of this, growing the business through networking. And
like at the chamber?
Exactly, and I'm a member of a group at the chamber called TRN, the referral network, and it's a group of 20 of us that get together once a week at 7 a.m. on Thursday morning, and I've developed some outstanding relationships with the people there and got some great referrals, and that's the type of business that lasts for a long time, right? So you get that type of customer and they come back and you have a customer almost for life. So
I'd have to agree.
Referral networking really works.
The chamber's been great for my business too. So thank you so much for coming in and talking to us and letting us know, what SpeedPro Imaging does. And, it's great that, you said a year now that, and things are going great, right?
It's been great, yeah.
Well, thanks
the future looks bright. So
and
if you need any large format graphics, come to SpeedPro Imaging.
All right. Well, thank you for coming in. Thank you for joining us. You've been watching Business Talk, brought to you by the Sharonville Chamber of Commerce. Till next time, I'm Britt Scarce.